Hello everyone and welcome to Mr. Mo Franchise. It's the last week of the regular season. The Jaguars are 4-11 and they're looking to close out the year with a visit from the Indianapolis Colts. The roll to see how long I will be playing. I rolled a 30, so I will be playing a full 15-minute quarter game with an accelerated clock down to 12 seconds. However, this is one where I rolled to see what quarter I start in, and I rolled a 3. So we'll be starting in the second half in the third quarter as we take on the Colts. As far as the effect of winning or losing this game, I rolled a 7. So this win or loss will have a plus 20 or minus 20 effect on the players' morale. The players are seeing this as a big game against the Colts. Now keep in mind, players always want to win. The general manager is thinking about next year, and a win might hurt us in the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes, but you can't blame the players for wanting to beat a rival like the Colts. As far as scouting goes, we had our best week ever. We had a 16 out of 18 success this week for scouting, so we will definitely be unlocking some people's boxes this week as we get closer and closer to the draft. But this was a great roll to get. Almost every scout was completely successful, with the exception of Richardson. And then the Week 17 random event, so we had some great news with the scouting. This is not such a great news for us. Merchandise effect. The general manager has looked at the recent merchandise report. The effects are as follows. So based on our team ranking on merchandise, determined what happens to the impact on our CEO's sales rating, and then how does that affect our GM's willingness to spend or allocate EPs for our staff for the upcoming offseason when we have to re-sign or let people go. And unfortunately, we are dead last in merchandise. Therefore, my CEO Snyder lost 3 levels in his sales rating. So he dropped from a C+ to a D+ in his sales. And also in response to the lost revenue, the GM has decided to subtract 50 EPs from the team's coffers to spend on personnel. Now, we only had 18 to begin with, so that leaves our team with negative 32 EPs. So in the off-season, we are going to have to cut costs by letting some higher-priced talent go and replacing them with cheaper alternatives. Ugh. Bad news there. So here we are, the last game of the season, the 7-8 Colts taking on the 4-11 Jaguars in a rematch from Week 10 when the Colts won at home 31-18. You might remember that game having 2 interceptions from Minshew that were from tipped balls. So the Jaguars are hoping to reverse their fortunes today, although those that are wanting to maybe tank for Trevor would like to see the Jaguars lose. Well, let's see which one goes here in Jacksonville. Remember, the first 2 quarters will be simmed. So at this time, we'll just do the quick sim going through the first quarter. Good to see the Jaguars out to a 7-0 lead. And now we'll start the second quarter. Jaguars out to a quick 14-0 lead. And that looks like it's going to be the end of the score of the first half. Let's look at the play history to see how we were able to get the score. Looks like the first score we had was a 2-yard rush by Gardner Minshew II. So a quick TD there, rushing TD for Gardner Minshew. And then the second touchdown was a 5-yard pass to DJ Chark Jr. Nice job, Minshew. So Minshew responsible for 2 touchdowns that half, 1 rushing, 1 passing. And so at this point, we're going to start the second half and get to the play-by-play. Kicking off the second half, that is to Hines, and he's going to take the touchback for the Colts, who find themselves down 14-0. Colts are looking to end the season at 500 with a win, but right now they're trailing by 14. The Jaguars, well, there's 2 trains of thought. The players want to win. A lot of the fans want to tank for Trevor. Let's see what happens in the third quarter here. This is Phillip Rivers for the Colts on 1st and 10 out of the shotgun. He's going to drop back the pass. He's going to throw it to number 14 for the Colts. And that's going to give them a 2nd and 3, a 7-yard completion there. Quick screen after 14 again. That's Pascal, and he's going to be stopped for a 3-yard loss. Well done there by Josiah Scott for the Jaguars. coming right there. Quick reaction time to tackle Pascal behind the line of scrimmage. And that's going to make this 3rd and 6 for Rivers. Dropping back to pass. He's going to dump it off to number 84 for the Colts. That's Jack Doyle. But that's not going to be enough. That's going to be short by 3 yards, and that's going to force the Colts to punt. Rigoberto Sanchez on the punt. And Ozigbo is going to return this punt. And that's a nice return. Taking it all the way back to the 29-yard line. Good job, Ozigbo. And that's where the Jaguars are going to start their offense. 1st and 10. Out of the I formation. Minshew hand out. Looks like a stretch play to Ozigbo. And he's going to be tackled after a brief 1-yard gain. Single back set here. 2nd and 10 for Minshew. Dropping back to pass. He's going to throw a slant across the middle. That's going to be the Chark. DJ Chark to the 30, to the 20, to the 15, the 10, the 5, and no one's going to catch him. That is a touchdown. DJ Chark. What a beautiful reception. DJ Chark celebrating in the end zone with his fellow Jaguars. Let's watch the replay. A beautiful slant pass. Caught at the 40 and taken all the way 60 yards to the end zone. DJ Chark is going to give the Jaguars a 21-0 lead here in Jacksonville. An incredible change from their first meeting back in Week 10. This is all Jaguars. It's an interesting display. If you look at the crowd, you see a lot of people that are in Jaguars uniforms cheering, but occasionally you see someone holding the Tank for Trevor sign and they don't look so happy right now. Clearly a win here would drop the Jaguars out of the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. A win here would make the Jaguars 5-11 and would probably have them drafting around 10-12. Or a 4-12 record would have them probably drafting 5th, which probably is too high for Trevor anyway. But clearly a win here would definitely take them out of the Lawrence sweepstakes. Incomplete pass there from the Colts. 2nd down. They're going to hand it off to Nyheim Hines. Hines makes a nice juke move, and he's going to take that all the way to the 50. Brilliant running there for Nyheim Hines for the Colts. 1st and 10 from the Colts at midfield. With respect to pass, he's going to dump it off to once again Nyheim Hines, and he's going to break a tackle but be brought down at the 44-yard line. 2nd and 3 for Rivers out of the shotgun. 4 receivers, 1 tight end set, and they're going to throw it across the middle, and that's going to be a 1st down. That pass was completed to the rookie, Paris Campbell. The rookie from Ohio State gets a 1st down for the Colts. And that's going to be a RPO thrown to number 14 for the Colts. That's Pascal making another catch and giving the Colts another 1st down. Best drive so far for the Colts. This is play action, and Rivers is brought down on the sack. Great job there by Shaquille Quarterman on the sack. And now he's going to do a little thrust there for Shaquille Quarterman. Easy there, Romeo. We've only won 4 games so far this year. May not want to be thrusting like that. And there's a 2nd down run to Marlon Mack, and that's going to make it 3rd and 15 for the Colts. Philip Rivers in shotgun. Scanning the field. He's going to dump it off to Nyheim Hines, who is not going to get enough for the 1st down. And thus the Colts will be settling for the field goal opportunity to get on the board finally. Here's the kick from the veteran Matt Bryant. It is good, and that's going to get the Colts on the board, and they're down 21-3. So the Colts will kick off with 7:46 to play in the 3rd quarter. Ozigbo back to take it in the end zone, and of course he's going to bring it out. That's what he does. And he brings it out to the 27-yard line, where the Jaguars will start 1st and 10. Minshew under center. It's a pitch out to the left. Ozigbo, and he is going to be brought down. Nice tackle there by the Colts. 2nd down, Minshew back to pass, and he throws across the middle. That's a 1st down to DJ Chark Jr. Good pass there by Minshew, who's having one of the best games of the season. On 1st down, handoff to Ozigbo. Short gain. And that's going to make it 2nd down, and in fact, that was a little bit of a loss. 2nd and 11. Minshew under center, drops back to pass. He's going to throw it across the middle to Colin Johnson, the slot receiver for the Jaguars. who's having a breakout season for the rookie. One of the surprises of this Jaguars season is the play from Colin Johnson in the slot. Hand off there to Matthew Days, who picks up 1 yard. It's been tough sledding for the Jaguars today with the running game. Minshew's been the one that's been having the hot hand. On 2nd down and 9, Minshew across the middle. Colin Johnson, must have jinxed him. There's a drop for Colin Johnson. That's going to make it 3rd down and 9. Minshew out of the shotgun. He's going to throw it, and that's going to be knocked down. He was attempting to get it to Matthew Days, but that was going to be well short of the 1st down. And in comes Matthew McGrane to try to kick the 57-yard field goal. I don't know that he has the leg for this. The kick is up, and it is good! Matthew McGrane from 57 yards. I don't think he would have made it from 58. Let's take a look at the replay. That ball was up, and it just clears. And so after the ensuing kickoff, it was a touchback. The Colts will start from the 25, down by 21 points. There's a quick out pass to number 14 for the Colts. And that's going to make it 1st down and 10. Under 4 minutes to play. Handoff. Breaks a tackle. Nice run there by Marlon Mack, who picks up 9.5 yards. That's going to make it 2nd and inches for the Colts. Marlon Mack again with the 1st down, breaks a tackle and has a couple more. And that's going to put the Colts at the 47-yard line. 1st and 10. It's going to be it's going to be a fake handoff, and it's going to be a quick pass out from Rivers. And it's going to be a net gain of -1 on that. 2nd and 11. Rivers is going to go deep, and that is incomplete. He was going for the rookie from USC, Michael Pittman Jr., but he just missed him, and that's going to make it 3rd and 11. Rivers back to pass, and that is going to be knocked down. What a great play there by the Jaguars defense to knock that ball down. And after the punt, the Jaguars will take over at the 29. Hand off to Zigbo. He picks up 3 yards, and that's going to make it 2nd down and 8. As the clock ticks down to just under a minute to play. Ozigbo with some more yards running, and that's going to give Minshew a very manageable 3rd and 6. Minshew out of the shotgun. He's going to dump it off to DJ Chark Jr., who has the 1st down at the 45-yard line. And that probably will be the end of the 3rd quarter. We're going into the 4th quarter with the Jaguars up big 24-3 in what could arguably be called a shocker. 1st and 10 from the 45. Handoff to Zigbo. Very little gain there. 14 carries for 21 yards. Not a great running game. Amazing that the Jaguars are up the way they are. There's a pass to Laviska Shenault, who's going to pick up good yardage. And that's going to make it 3rd and very short, 3rd and 2. Minshew out of the shotgun. Minshew's making a change at the line of scrimmage there. Calls it out. He's going to throw it to Laviska Shenault. And that's going to be a catch. What a read there. Altered the route for Shenault. Shenault just stuck right there at the line of scrimmage. Saw that the coverage was playing off of him. And gets the 1st down. On 1st down, handoff to Zigbo. And once again, not much room to be had. 2nd down and 11. Minshew going with the handoff. No, it's play action. Minshew's looking, and he is going to be brought down with the sack. Nice play there by the Colts. Kamoka Turvey. And that's going to make it 3rd and 20. And that's going to be dumped off to DJ Chark across the middle. Picked up of 8, but that's not going to be enough. And that'll force the Jaguars to kick. And in comes Logan Cook to try to pin the Colts inside the 20. Logan Cook kicks it to the 10-yard line, where it is downed by Clay Brooks. And that's going to make this 1st and 10 for the Colts. Pass is knocked down. Dropped by the receiver, more or less. So that's going to be 2nd and 10. Rivers back to pass. He's going to dump it off, and Quarterman with the whiff. Side note, that was all me on that whiff, by the way. And that's going to give the Colts a first down as Shaquille Quarterman completely misses the tackle. And there's another first down by the Colts. And C.J. Henderson is hurt. That is not good news for the Jaguars. The only silver lining is this is the last game of the season, and the Jaguars have no playoff chances. But we hope that C.J. Henderson is not got a serious injury. They'll take him to the locker room. We'll hopefully have a report for you shortly on that injury. Back to the action. The Colts have a first down. Rivers back to pass. Scanning, and he dumps it off. And that's going to be a very minimal gain there to Trey Burton. And it looks like an abdominal tear for C.J. Henderson. That's going to keep him out for several weeks, but it is the last game of the season, so that is the end of the season for C.J. Henderson. There's a completed pass from Rivers to Michael Pittman Jr. It gets the first down for the Colts. No, it was dropped. It's going to be 3rd and 9. And the Colts are going to the screen, and that is not going to get them anywhere. Naheem Hines is going to be stepped short, and it's going to be 4th and 11. The Colts are going to have to go for it down 3 scores, and they are going to get it a first down to Jack Doyle. They had to go for it down by 21, and they do convert and keep the drive alive. That's going to be incomplete. Is that going to be a hold or... Yes, it is going to be a hold. Wasn't sure if that was going to be a hold or intentional grounding. That's going to be on the stud lineman, Costanzo. That's going to make it 1st and 20 for the Colts. Rivers is shooting 4 deep, and that is going to be dropped by Michael Pittman Jr. And that's going to make it 2nd down and long with just over 8 minutes to play in the game. Rivers back to pass out of the shotgun. He's going to throw it short. A very short catch there for Michael Pittman Jr., who's had a nice game. 3rd and 16. Rivers back to pass out of the shotgun. Looking, dumps it off. And that is not going to get many yards there. That was dumped off to Paris Campbell, another rookie from Ohio State. And that's going to be 4th and 12. The Colts have to go for it again. Play action. I don't think anybody's biting on that. And that is going to be tipped. Tipped again. And oh, what a punishing hit. Wow. J.R. Reed with the punishment. We have got to watch a replay on this. The Colts had to go for it on 4th down. Watch this replay. The ball is up. It's tipped in the air. Batted off a Jaguars helmet. Tipped again. And then boom. An incredible hit by J.R. Reed. A menacing, punishing hit on Jack Doyle. And that's going to give the Jaguars the ball at the 44. One of the best defensive plays this year for the Jaguars. Handoff to DJ Chark on the end around. That's a first down and more. The Jaguars are reaching into their bag of tricks, up by 21. They're smelling themselves just a bit here in the 4th quarter against their rival, the Colts. That's a play that you don't see all the time. Ozigbo on another run. Breaks a tackle, picks up, holds from falling down and picks up a couple yards. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. Ozigbo fumbles, and the Colts recover. The Colts do a nice job there of stripping Ozigbo from the ball. And you can see Ozigbo's frustration. Divine's not used to getting this many carries. Maybe he's a little winded. And the Colts took advantage. Stripped the ball. Rivers on first down. Screen pass is knocked down. Good pressure there, forced that incompletion. That's going to make it 2nd down and 10. Just over 5 minutes to play. Rivers scrambles out. Throws across the body to the other side of the field. And that's going to be caught by Naheem Hines for a small gain. That's going to make it 3rd down and 6. Rivers out of the shotgun, 4-receiver set. Running back goes into short pattern there. That is going to be, a nice move there by 15. That's going to be a first down and more by Paris Campbell. But the fumble on the play, and that is recovered by the Jaguars. Recovered by who? Mr. Excitement himself, J.R. Reed. He just laid the lumber in the previous possession, and here the Colts make a nice move. Campbell does, but the rookie forgets to keep hold of the ball. And that ball is knocked loose by Reed. Let's watch the replay. Campbell makes a nice move on Scott, but then in comes the boomstick by Quarterman, and the ball is recovered by J.R. Reed, and the Jaguars take over. 4.5 minutes to play. Minshew goes down on the sack. DeForest Buckner, the captain of the Colts defense, former 49er, gets that sack. But that's only the 3rd sack of the day for the Colts, which is an improvement for this Jaguars offensive line. Matthew Day's going nowhere in a hurry. Nice tackle there by, once again, DeForest Buckner, who seems to have gotten a little burst of energy here in the 4th quarter. And that's going to make it 3rd and 20 for Gardner Minshew, as the clock ticks down to just over 3 minutes to play. That is going to be incomplete. The ball was in the hands of the receiver, but it was dropped. And that's going to make it 4th down and 20, and the Jaguars will be forced to punt. In comes Logan Cook. He's going to see if he can pin him inside the 20. Oh, that ball's going to be inside the 5, and knocked and touched and downed by Chris Claybrooks. The 2nd time Claybrooks has done that, and what a great punt by Logan Cook to pin the Colts inside the 5. 1st down and 10 for Marlon Mack, who picks up a good gain, but down by 21 points. Not sure that running the ball for 6 or 7 is going to do it at this point in the game. Rivers back to pass, has some time, and then finally he's brought down by Taven Bryan, who gets his 1st sack of the day. And that evens up the sack total, 3-3 for the Colts and Jaguars. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. It is all Jaguars, 24-3. 3rd down and 10. Colts have the ball. Rivers from the end zone is going to go deep, and that is going to be intercepted! Intercepted by you-know-who, J.R. Reed! Have yourself a game, J.R. Have yourself a game. Watch the replay in this. Not only was it good coverage, but watch the presence of mind that J.R. Reed has here to keep his feet in bounds. The ball was up, and he goes up for it, and then has the presence of mind to deaden his feet. It's one thing to make the catch, it's another thing to keep your feet in bounds like a receiver. And J.R. Reed, one of the highlight plays of the day. 1st and 10 for Zigbo. 2 hands on that ball, son. 2nd down and 8. And that's going to take the clock down to just a minute. By the time they hike this ball, the clock will probably go down to about 1:05. And it is a tremendous win for this Jaguars franchise. Maybe not for their draft position, as you will definitely see. Oh, Gardner Minshew has a delay of game. He forgot that play called for motion. And one of the few mistakes Minshew's made today. You'll take that, though. It wasn't an interception. So it's going to be 2nd down and 13 as the clock stops with 1:11 to go. Looks like they're going to run the similar play. Man in motion. Pitch out to Ozigbo. Nice block out there. And Ozigbo spins back in. What a great idea there to keep the clock running. Spun back into the field of play. And that's going to make it 3rd and 3. And the Jaguars are going to hike it early. Maybe trying to catch the Colts off guard. And they're throwing. This may cause a little bit more bad blood between these two squads. And now the Jaguars are going to kick the field goal up by 21. The kick is up and it's just gotten off, and it is good. There may be some traditionalists who don't like the fact they kicked the field goal there. But in this rivalry, anything goes. And that gives the Jaguars a 24-point lead with 34 seconds to go. I'm sure that'll be locker room material for the Colts next season when these two meet twice. 1st and 10. Just over 30 seconds to play. Dump off pass. And that is a boomstick laid out there on Jack Doyle. These Jaguars, this is probably the hardest hitting game they've had all season. We hope they can build on this momentum next year. You know, some were wondering, were the Jaguars going to lay down and lose this game for draft positioning? I think the players have shown it today, especially on the defense with their play, as they've been constantly hitting the Colts players and hitting them hard. While the Colts continue to try to throw the ball here on short gains and call timeouts, we just have to marvel. And maybe this is a future for the Jaguars. I mean, if you look at, ever since the car accident took the life of one of their beloved players, they've won 3 out of the last 4 games. And 4 of the last 6. And you have to wonder, is this a team that's up and coming? They've got a lot of draft picks coming up. And you wonder, is something special being built here in Jacksonville? Taking a look at the stats, you can see the Jaguars outpassed the Colts and outran the Colts, outplayed the Colts, and without question, they are walking away with a victory. Final stats for the Jaguars today. Minshew has 242 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. one of his best games of the year, if not his best game of the year. Gardner Minshew, have yourself a game. Tough running for the Jaguars. 19 carries, though, for Ozigbo and 12 for Days. That's a good sign when you have 31 carries on the ground. The average per carry, not so good. And Minshew threw in a running touchdown. For the receiving, without question, the star of the day was DJ Chark Jr. 8 catches for 146 yards and 2 scores today. Have yourself a game, DJ Chark Jr. Nice job. And don't forget, Laviska Shenault threw in 7 catches for 48 yards. Well done, Laviska. Well done. Also, Oliver threw in 2 catches for 29 yards. On defense, how about Shaquille Quarterman? 8 tackles, 1 sack. Don't forget the forced fumble that he also had on the day. And of course, you also had Scott with 9 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. And J.R. Reed, 1 interception, 6 tackles, a fumble recovery. He played with a lot of fire, a lot of passion. This whole defense did, matter of fact. And the Jaguars are going to walk away with the win. Looking at the injury, it was a abdominal tear for C.J. Henderson that would knock him out for 6 weeks if we weren't here at the end of the season. And so congratulations to the Jaguars. They finished the season 5-11. So for the final time this year, our head coach approval ratings are affected by a game. If you remember, this was a plus 20 for the players' approval or a loss of 20. And while a lot of people wanted to see this team tank for Trevor, the players wanted to win this game, and they're glad that Coach Mo pushed them to get the win, and that's giving them a approval jump to 65. So if you think about it, as bad as the season was, we finished 5-11. The media's basically 50-50. The fans have just lost just a tiny bit in Coach Mo, but the players are actually in favor of Coach Mo. Unfortunately, right now for Coach Mo, it's the GM that has a very, very unfavorable rating. Hopefully, Coach Mo will be able to keep his job and get into season 2. I did say we were only going to win 4 games, and we actually won 5, so I'm hoping that the GM will come around a little bit. Well, that is the end of the regular season. Stay tuned next week when we get into the off season. It's going to be very exciting. You're going to see how I run the off season, how I do it differently than Madden, basic Madden does. I have some flair things. I have some things that make it more interesting and unpredictable. We're going to be looking at our draft board. We're going to be looking at the end of the season who made the playoffs. There's just a lot of fun up ahead in the upcoming episodes, so stay tuned. Please subscribe if you haven't. Hit that like button and tell a friend. It's the end of season 1 here in Jacksonville, but we are definitely gearing up for season 2 if we get to keep our job. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.